Seah!
Hi!
What's your favourite character from the Clone Wars episode 101, Ambush?
Yoda, obviously.
Aww. Bless his little green wrinkly face.
Nostalgia value. I was drawn to him in this episode in the same way as I was drawn to him as a child, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Branwen.
Hello.
Who is your favourite character from the Clone Wars episode 101?
Lieutenant Thire, I think is his name.
Ooh.
He's the clone that blasts the cliff face at the end with his last rocket.
Nice.
And I just, for a similar reason, I love the way his interaction with Yoda. We'll get into that. But it was really nice. Little full circle moment for him in his one episode arc.
Sure.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe. We don't know. You're listening to Sisters of the Force, a Star Wars podcast with me, Branwen.
And me, Seah. Hello.
Hello. And we are now officially, at last, we keep saying at the beginning of every episode lately, we're actually starting. But now we are actually starting the Clone Wars TV animated series. We're going to be breaking it down. Today we're looking at episodes 1 through 5 from season 1, and we've got a little arc in the middle of all of that called the Malevolence arc, and a couple of rando episodes. And not only that, but we've also got an amazing special guest.
Yay!
Once again, Jessika, welcome back to Sisters of the Force.
Hi. Fourth appearance now. Definitely feeling smug. That's including the Mando and Grogu little appearance. Yeah.
I'm really happy to have now met you in real life.
Yes, same, lovely. Yeah.
I forget that you haven't met each other in real life. Well, you have now.
Well, we have now, yeah.
I had completely forgotten.
So how are we all feeling about the Clone Wars? I mean, as everybody listening, if you've listened before, will know, I've already watched once. So this is a rewatch for me. But Seah, how are you enjoying?
This is my first watch. I'm really enjoying it, especially after our Wild Space episode where we got hyped. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And that episode was a bit like, for me, I don't say much. I'm very much just listening to what's going on and kind of, because I have nothing to contribute. But now I can pull all the threads out of that conversation, and that's really nice.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a good setup episode, definitely.
Yeah, it was a good setup.
Thank you, Mary, because I was a bit blank about a lot of the clone stuff as well, even having watched it. Jessika, is this a first watch or a sort of, you're kind of doing a partial rewatch sort of thing?
So I've watched a little bits of it before when I've been like, I want to deep dive about the inhibitor chips, or I want to learn about this particular character, or I'd like to see this person's backstory when they've popped up in other media.
Yeah.
So I've watched chunks, but not many, very small chunks. And then I started a few weeks ago when it was confirmed that I was coming for this episode. I decided to start a binge. So I've got to the end of season 2. And then I've come back and watched these 5 yesterday.
Nice.
My favourite character from episode 1 is, shockingly, fellow shaven-headed scary woman, Asajj Ventress.
That's 2 for Ventress so far in my tally chart.
Yes.
She's so cocky. She is just so overconfident, and it's beautiful. She's just like, I'm just gonna beat up Yoda. That's the thing, love. I love her. I love that energy.
Casually pulling a couple of lightsabers on Yoda.
Yeah.
One of my thoughts about this episode is how, like, she's just a messenger at this point. How to misuse an absolute goddess. That Asajj is. Pretty wild. But yeah, she was amazing in the episode. Like you say, her overconfidence, and I felt she had a bit of humble pie at the end, which was quite interesting to watch because she doesn't usually.
No, I just was watching her like, this is going to go terribly.
Yeah.
It's that classic, your overconfidence is your weakness Sith thing, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
And it was nice to see her be sort of, I'm inserting myself on Dooku's orders, and I'm here to basically mess up Yoda's day, but so confident that it was going to work, despite her, surely by this point the Separatists have realised how pretty terrible battle droids are. At least your default battle droid anyway, your B1B, not so good in the battle.
No. But also, this whole episode is essentially a game, isn't it? It seems like
for Yoda,
game for
So did he go into it knowing what was going to happen? Was he like, oh, I've got to go and meet the Toydarians. Clearly there's going to be a whole face-off. Let's see what happens.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the Troydarians, like, they love a game. We know this from Watto.
Yeah.
They love a gamble. They love a bet.
Yeah.
There's no way for Yoda or Ventress to do a shortcut with a Jedi mind trick.
No.
It has to be played out.
Yeah.
But also, at the end, the Troydarian monarch, he's very angry that the deal...
that it wasn't fair.
That it was, he would never align with someone who would break their word.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of how angry Watto is when he's convinced the chance cubes have been moved by Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
You have won the toss, Outlander. Like,
yeah.
This is super interesting. I was watching a little behind the scenes thing with Filoni and Killian Plunkett, who's the art director.
That's a hell of a name. Say that again.
Yeah, great.
Killian Plunkett. Yeah, he's awesome. He's been working on Star Wars visually for years and years and years, since the 90s, I think. And he was talking about how in the movies we often only see one representative of a species. So Watto being the example here. And how the Clone Wars gives them this brilliant opportunity to like look at what do the other members of this species behave like. And
of course.
Clearly these look very different. They're very regal looking. They've got nice kind of like blue and gold armor and costumes and stuff. Yeah, like plaited.
Yeah,
the king's got like the two plaits.
Their planet looks quite...
Yeah, I don't think this is their planet.
Oh.
No, I think this is a neutral planet.
I misread that. I was going to say it looks quite humid and Watto's having to live on Tatooine, which might affect his like skin condition.
Famously, Tatooine ages you.
Yes, very quickly.
We do go to Toydaria later in the Clone Wars.
Ooh, I've not got there yet.
Okay.
No, I think it's like all undergroundy and like cavernous, which kind of tracks. But yeah, this is a neutral meeting point. I think that was the idea.
Okay.
But it's lush. It's got that kind of coral.
It's gorgeous. That's what I wrote down. It's made of coral. It's a corally space.
Yeah. It looks a bit like, if you've watched Rebels, listeners, Chopper Base, which is where they end up building their little kind of mini Rebel base. It's got the same kind of like flora, these weird coral things. Yeah. Fronds.
Fronds. These are my fronds.
I feel like, because you mentioned how much you love Yoda in this episode, Seah, that we should do a R.I.P. shout out to Tom Kane, who's like Yoda's voice actor, who passed away last month on the 18th of May. Very established voice actor, and gave his own sort of spin on Yoda. Like, Yoda he's almost got a more playful lilt to his voice in the Clone Wars, I find. Yeah. But very good at the way he phrases things, the way he delivers the lines. It does feel true to Frank Oz's original.
Yeah. I think that's why I really liked Yoda in this episode, because of that playfulness. And he's very instantly, he's like, no, yeah, sure, I'll have a challenge. Let's just...
Yeah. I think Henry Gilroy spoke about Yoda in the Clone Wars, and in this episode in particular, as being a kind of like flashback to Empire, because we've seen Yoda in the prequels and he's very serious and he's dealing with this whole thing about they know the bad stuff that's happening. We're losing our... So this was an opportunity for them to go back to that kind of impish, like...
Yeah. That's even there in some of the script. He says at one point, weapons do not win battles, which is very similar to wars not make one mighty.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we see him teaching as well. Clones, he sort of teaches the clones in a way, in a similar way, that he would suddenly go serious with Luke and drop some force bombs, which is awesome.
And he does some lightsaber welding, which I'm into. Like, I didn't even write that in my notes. It's just popped in my head. Like, he actually, like, we're seeing a practical use of lightsabers beyond fighting. Let's make a crutch. Awesome. He's great. More of that.
But yeah, big respect to Tom Kane. Tom Kane is also the guy who does the intros, the newsreel.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've got them written down under because the sections you said, this is how we're doing these new episodes, and one you said was vibes. Yeah. And under the vibes section, I've got that I love the sports commentator / Saturday morning cartoon recap. This week on the Clone Wars, we've got I love that. It's got good. Wonderful, and I can't tell that's Tom Kane. That's really good.
He does Admiral Yularen as well. Yeah, if you listen to Yularen sounds exactly like the narrator when you
the intro. Yeah.
Right, that makes sense. I like the little on-screen wisdom vibe of the episode quote things that you get at the start of every Clone Wars episode. What's the one for this one? Great leaders inspire greatness in others.
Yeah.
Which is very much what Yoda does, and it shows how bad a leader Ventress is, to be honest. Like, she's just sat back giving orders over a hollow.
Yeah.
I think we should track these, what do we want to call them? Yeah, the little nuggets.
Intros.
I've written all 5 down.
That's good. Yeah, me too.
I
Me
have
too.
not.
But
I knew Branwen would do it, to be fair.
I feel like by about season 3, they probably start to have more vague, less detailed, like represent. Like all of these 5, I felt were really, they did summarize, really nicely. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how they go on.
That's where they go.
What I really like about the sports commentator intro bit is, because a lot of Saturday morning cartoons in the 80s, which obviously you won't remember, Seah, but me and Branwen remember.
I didn't exist in the 80s.
They did a sort of like, in this week's episode, and it was almost spoilers. I kind of hate watching stuff on streaming sometimes because I'm like, I never had this on my VHS copy or whatever, like, because they got rid of them. But these ones, I've noticed the more I've watched Clone Wars, they're quite often filling in blanks for stuff that isn't on the screen. Like this big battle has happened in the past week, and now we're looking at the aftermath, and you've never seen that big battle. And I love that. It gives it, it fleshes it out even more. Beyond what the show is doing, it makes it feel like an even bigger conflict, an even bigger. I'm doing lots of talking with my hands. You are. Scale.
Audio medium.
We can hear it. We can hear it.
But
I think that given the anthology nature of the Clone Wars, like they are part of that. They're contributing. They're telling us this is an anthology, because you do sometimes see footage from episodes that we've already seen, and sometimes you don't. And I have a feeling as we go along, we'll notice that they show you footage for something we haven't seen yet, possibly. I'm not sure if that's the case. But because the Clone Wars series jumps around the timeline, when we get to episode 5, we can talk a bit about that as well. How, like, it's definitely not in order of chronological.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's like 2 ways of watching the Clone Wars. You can do it as we're doing it, season by season, episode by episode, but there is a chronological watch, which is quite different.
Oh, the Firefly viewing method.
Yeah.
So Disney went, you know what Fox did where they released the intro episode like 7 episodes in? Let's do that. Yeah, not the best tactic.
I think Star Wars generally does that.
I suppose, it started with episode 4. Yeah, what am I on about? Yeah.
And I've just discovered, I think Star Trek, the original series, does this as well. Certainly not. They didn't air those in the order that they were made. They aired in a different order, which I don't know if that affects timelines or whatever. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Star Trek, of course, but super interesting.
I mean, that's got wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
With parallel. Like let's not get into Star Trek timelines.
I loved... probably my favourite bit of the whole episode. As you know, we got 5 episodes to talk about here, but I love this bit with Yoda in the cave when he's talking to the clones and he tells them to take their helmets off. He says, your helmets, remove them, your faces I wish to see. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is
so sweet.
And we heard Yoda's theme. I mean, it just gets you every time.
Yeah, one of the things I've written for the theme of the episode is the uniqueness of the clones. We're straight in with showing that these are different beings despite sharing the same physical template.
But even they're saying it. They're learning this.
But they're also learning about the idiosyncrasies of the Jedi.
Yeah.
How unique Yoda is amongst Jedi. Like, these clones are talking because they've clearly never been in the field with a Jedi before. And they're learning from Yoda, not just about the Force, but about what it means. Which again comes back to the great leaders inspire greatness in others.
He tells them that they can use the Force to calm their minds, or something along those lines. He may not say use the Force, but he's implied.
He pretty much does.
And I've got this theory. I don't know if we've talked about this theory on the podcast or not, but the way the sequels went and the way things feel like they're going, and some of the stuff we've seen in Ahsoka, the TV show, it feels to me like the perception of the Force is changing, or whether the nature of the Force itself is changing in that pre-sequels, I guess, and maybe pre-Disney, it was always assumed that only the people who have the Force can be Jedis, and that's only a select number of people that are sensitive to the Force in that particular way. But I feel like seeds are being sown that the Force isn't as simple as that. That's not how the Force works. Like we had Finn in Rise of Skywalker. Finn is kind of implying in Rise of Skywalker that he's got the Force. He never comes out and says it, but it feels like he's starting to sense it. And the fact that we've got Sabine training with Ahsoka now and developing some Force skills, which I know has made a lot of fans very unhappy. Of course it has, because, who knows what everybody wants. But that if there was this underlying theme of what is the Force? Who can tap into the Force? And here we've got Yoda saying clones, who are clones for starters. They've had accelerated growth and all of that. Yeah. He's telling them that they can calm their minds with help from the Force. And that's, to me, Yoda saying, yeah.
Isn't it about faith? Like, Yoda's telling them that, and they're quite new. And we've seen people who are attuned with the Force who aren't Jedi or Sith. The Force healer in Andor. Yeah. I can't remember the blind character in Rogue One. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, Chirrut.
Chirrut Iwi, yes. Chirrut Iwi. Yeah, I am one with the Force is with me.
Yeah.
He's not a Force user, yet he is aware enough of the Force to be able to just calmly walk out in between all the blaster shots.
Yes.
Or to take out all the stormtroopers with a stick.
Without sight,
Yeah. And when Baze then finds his faith at the end, having seen Chirrut do that sacrifice in Rogue One, he walks out and he takes out all the Death Troopers. I think that Yoda is talking to beings that, although they are fully grown adults, they are very young spiritually. They're very young in terms of actual existence, maybe not physically, but in time spent in the universe. So I think Yoda is trying to instill in them faith. Yeah. Because if you have faith, if you believe in the Force, like we've seen it with Han, as far back as the original trilogy, how, hokey religions, and then may the Force be with you, he ends up saying it. Yeah. Because he believes, and is the Force not acting through him when he shoots Vader's TIE fighter away from Luke so that Luke can destroy the Death Star, I think it's about faith, and I think Yoda sees the clones and goes, these guys are a blank template. Yeah, I can teach them to calm themselves with the Force, even though they're not Force sensitive. I can teach them because if I tell them, they'll believe me, because maybe on some level they've been programmed to believe the Jedi, or maybe it's because they're essentially children.
Interesting. Yeah.
And they have faith in a great leader inspiring greatness in others.
Oh, nice.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
It's going to be an interesting thing to watch, both as we watch the Clone Wars, but as we see new Star Wars content. I'm really intrigued to see what happens in Ahsoka Season 2, how they address that, because they have to address that.
Yeah.
It's been set up in Ahsoka Season 1. Who knows? But it's just, it just really touched me, that little conversation, and have made me think of like, what is Yoda saying?
It's beautiful. That whole scene in the cave is really beautiful.
I drew a little heart next to it.
But much as I hate to move on, I feel like we need to move on.
We need to move on.
Episodes to get through.
The one last thing I wanted to say, just because it references an earlier podcast, is that we have the appearance. This is the first. Obviously, I didn't watch the movie, and I think they were in the movie, but the stylized B2s, the super battle droids, they're big, and they're so over exaggerated. They're like upside down egg shaped, and they're walking down the narrow valley bit, shooting at the clones, and it's a really intense scene, and they speak.
Yes, they do.
Just like they did in Revenge of the Sith.
Just like they did. I didn't realise they spoke. I caught that. It was like, oh, okay, fair enough. They do speak.
I did love listening to your episode about the Jack Black Mando episode. Like, oh, is this the first time we've... I was like, excuse me, get on the comments, as I am known for.
We didn't hear one speak in the movie, but we did hear one shout as he fell off a cliff.
Yes, he did shout. He shouted as he went down.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'd written that down. Hey, what's going on? One of them says. I think it's just a pitch shifter on his voice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're not the same voice coding or whatever. Correct me, sound girls, what the actual phrase is.
It's not the same effects chain.
But the ones in Revenge of the Sith that say, that nothing. Ignore that.
Yes.
Astro droid. It's not the same. They're not as gravelly and croaky.
Yeah.
But they're definitely different to the B ones.
Yeah. The B ones are ridiculous. That's my whole note. This is the link between all of these episodes. They're always ridiculous.
I love them. They're becoming my new favourite thing. Like, I never thought I would love them as much.
They may well be my favourite character in one of these episodes.
100%. 100%. We should shout out Matt Wood. We did talk about Matt Wood a bit last episode. He's the guy that voices them. He's the supervising sound editor on the Clone Wars at this point. I don't know if he stays all the way through all 7 seasons, but he's a really key part of it. And he does a lot of the voices, as we'll get to. But he's obviously the voice of the B1s. I don't know if I bet he does the B2s as well. But being as though he's the sound editor.
It's just easier, isn't it, to get your sound editor to do it?
But the more I've been reading the Sounds of Star Wars book, which is all about the sounds of Star Wars, funnily enough. Yeah. And there's a little bit at the end. It's mostly about the 6 movies, but there's a little bit at the end about the Clone Wars, and he's really like the focal point of it. And he's in a lot of the kind of episodes that I've been watching, the little behind the scenes featurettes and stuff, which are on YouTube, by the way. I think they were on the DVDs originally. They're just little 6-7 minute chunks of interviews per Clone Wars episode, which is really cool.
Oh, wow.
You just get some little nuggets, which I've dug a few out for these. Okay, pushing on then. So 102, Rising Malevolence. We ought to also shout out Stephen Melching, who wrote all 5 of these episodes.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
cool.
He's written loads of animation in the past. He's also written on Rebels and Star Wars Resistance and Batman, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, loads of stuff.
Oh, he's got some good range then. Because just across these 5 episodes, there's a lot of different feelings.
There's a lot of different stuff, Like
the first episode's so upbeat, and 102, the one we're going into, it's very bleak.
Dark.
It's right up my street. Like,
I think this is joint top of the most consecutive episodes by one person.
Oh, wow.
They change writers a lot, but they do seem to like have chunks. It's usually like 3 or 4 in a row kind of thing. So 5 in a row is quite a lot. I think that only happens one other point.
Oh, wow. So,
Rising Malevolence. Belief is not a matter of choice, but a conviction.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't write that down.
So, Branwen,
who is...
no, do
it.
It's your pod. I'm just jumping in being rude.
No, Jessica.
Okay, Branwen, who is your favourite character from episode 102, Rising Malevolence?
Plo Koon.
I knew you were going to choose Plo Koon.
His commitment to his team, love it. He's just a real committed... I put all my faith in Plo Koon at any given opportunity.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm going to jump in and second that. That was also...
Is that your favourite character as well?
Yeah. It's the first meeting of Plo Koon.
Yeah. Well, we've seen him in the prequels, but not really. We didn't really get to know
screamed
him.
And blew up.
Yeah.
He was short-lived.
R.I.P. Famously, Dave Filoni's favourite Jedi. Favourite character, I think, could even say. Which explains why he's in episode 2. Jessica, who's your favourite character in...
Shockingly, it's Palpatine. He's only in it a little bit, but there's this little smile at one point when he's criticizing Anakin for going off mission. Like he's mentioned in passing by like Dooku's like, I have heard word from Darth Sidious, and it's yet more Palpatine sneakiness, and I love him being sneaky. We're right at the start of the Clone Wars, and we're being reminded that he's the puppet master behind everything, that he knows all the sides that are being played. Oh, what is this separatist weapon? Oh, we must be careful. It's your weapon.
You're doing it.
So as the resident Palpatine fangirl, shockingly, I'm
into going for Palpatine.
Sneaky cheese.
100%. I mean, we've got our Palpatine t-shirt range now.
Yeah.
All inspired by your love of Palpatine.
Oh, I love that. Intrigue. Yeah, I did love Plo Koon.
Yeah.
I really like, there's a little visual detail, the intricate design on his mask.
It's
like, I was looking at it, I was like, I kind of want that tattooed.
Yeah.
Like for the people who can't see me, I have lots and lots of tattoos. So I'm like, oh, out of that one.
Yeah.
I do have to mention James Arnold Taylor, who is Plo Koon's voice actor and is phenomenal as Plo Koon.
Yeah.
They've got some kind of filthy pitch shifter on his voice. It's not like the B2 voice is a kind of clean pitch shifter.
Yeah.
Whereas the one on Plo Koon, they purposely left these kind of like weird artifacts in the voice. And I think it's to represent his like voice,
his
equipment.
mask.
He's got his whatever's going on with it.
He wears the mask because he's allergic to oxygen.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
No, it says so in the book. I read it.
It does say.
Is that why he's got his eyes covered as well? Because there's a mucous membrane on the eyes. Yeah. And even his ears, these little dangly ear tubes go into his mask.
He's great.
I'd be very interested to see what he looks like beneath the
mask.
Yeah. I imagine he's
we've
quite
ever
a disturbing alien.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever go to Keldor or whatever the planet's called.
Keldor's.
Of course you know the name of the planet.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's Keldor. He's Keldorian, and his mask protects him from oxygen, which is poisonous to their race.
Interesting.
And he's great.
There was a lot of talk about whether Keldor could survive or Keldorians. Keldor, is that?
It just says Keldor under species, so yeah.
Okay. Whether they can survive in...
Dorin is their homeworld.
Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whether they can survive out in space, because he does at this...
I mean, he says he can withstand the pressure. He says, is it the pressure?
Yeah, he says I can withstand the pressure for limited time.
He doesn't mention the lack of air.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, because I'm guessing his breathing apparatus would protect him in some way, whatever.
Yeah, well, that would protect your breathing, but like the pressure would, a human vacuum. Or a clone, the vacuum would rupture your blood vessels under the surface of your skin, whereas he is fine with that.
He's tough,
Yeah, but he doesn't mention breathing, so...
I think in the behind the scenes, they were just like, we thought about it, and then we just thought, you can do it.
I love that.
Much. Yeah. Matt Wood talked about him being like Gandalf voice-wise, which I hadn't noticed, but now I've heard that. I can't hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Jedi Master arrives precisely when he means to.
I have no memory of this planet.
So this whole episode, literally terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're being hunted by these B1s, which not traditionally scary.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be scary, but are in this
awesome.
thing.
Yeah.
But they are in this instance. And they've got these little mining hats on.
Yeah. And their leader is like cheerfully humming.
Yes.
He's almost humming the Imperial March.
Yes.
He's like, while they're going off to like cut clones into space. Yeah. I love them.
This one, my note there was droids humming while committing war crimes. Is that like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Wild. But it's so...
very bleak, and it's an episode about war. It's an episode very much about... We're not taking prisoners. No mercy. We need to hide our advantage. It's got real overtones of real world war.
Yeah.
Like, real wars in the real world, not world wars. It's, I like the Ahsoka and Anakin side of it is the whole, do you obey your orders even if you know they're wrong?
Yeah.
Which is a big trope in, I watch a lot of war and violent fiction.
Violent media.
Yeah. And that's a big question and trope that's often examined. And again, I was very impressed to see this so early in the Clone Wars, which is deep, I've been guilty of thinking, well, it's a kid's show. I've had other adult Star Wars fans over the years tell me, nah, you should watch the Clone Wars, mate. And I'm like, kid's show. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. They're really straight away.
They went there quite quick.
Because the movie I found quite kiddie.
Yeah,
the movie was
so fun.
It didn't have many bleak moments, but straight away in the show, this whole arc, I've actually written. You just mentioned war crimes theory. I've written that as my one-word vibe for this one. I put the bleakness of war and solidarity, and the next one I've just written war crimes.
War crimes, yeah. Again, we're attacking a medical centre.
Yeah, we're just going to kill all the injured
with the intention of being awful. Yeah, it's just there's no hiding behind it. So this ship, the Malevolence, which is what inspires the name for these 3 episodes, they're all connected by that word. And the Malevolence, initially I was like, is that the Invisible Hand? And I'm imagining
I had that problem.
The Invisible Hand must be like a new version of it.
Yeah.
The Invisible Hand is about 1/3 the size. The Malevolence is very big, and the clones, like a Separatists, did not build anything that big again after Grievous messed up.
Yeah, it was a big mistake, but also awesome. I had to go and find out about the sound of it because it's similar to the sound of the Invisible Hand. It's almost like a tractor in space.
Yeah.
And apparently it's like a very cheap massager that you can just buy and, pushed up against a vinyl record. Like they tried it against loads of different surfaces to see what made the most filthy noise. And they found like pushing it against a vinyl record, obviously close mic'd, but then taken away all the bass, and you just end up with a little kind of weird. Yeah. There's some animal, and the same sound, I think, gets employed with the ion weapon, the ion cannon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if we're talking about the ion cannon, I want to ask, I have a theory. Yeah. So, ion weaponry on the larger scale, we've seen smaller ion weapons such as the Jawas guns, but I'm talking big ion cannons.
Yeah.
Why is it always breast themed? The guns on Hoth are the giant boob cannons.
Yeah.
And the Malevolence fires areola beams.
Yeah, it does.
Because they look like the nerve pattern for an areola spinning through space. Like, what is it? Is it because boobs shut people down quite often? Like, you know.
I think there's some
I'm
Freudian
guilty of this
stuff
myself. Oh, boobs. My brain's off.
Wait.
It's just interesting. What is it about, ion technology that needs...
That's my costume for Boomtown sorted.
Yeah. An ion cannon of some kind.
While we're on visual language as well, did either of you notice, you see it a little bit in the first episode with Yoda in the pod, but you see it a lot more in this one. The window at the front of the pod is basically a TIE fighter window.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And these pods have limited life support.
Yeah.
So did the Emperor go, actually, we had guys survive quite a bit during that whole Malevolence incident. You know what? I'll use the pods from all these decommissioned Republic cruisers to make the core of my fleet of ships that need the pilots to wear breathing apparatus because we didn't bother putting oxygen in them.
Yeah. Oh,
like they are, TIE fighters are essentially an escape pod with two ion engines strapped to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is very interesting. That front window is basically spot on.
Yeah.
And then the TIE fighter window itself is almost a glass version of the Imperial symbol.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, interesting carry through.
Yeah.
And we also hear the Imperial alarm.
Yes.
On my favourite noise, along with R2's scream, obviously, which we get in another episode.
We do get that as well.
But the Imperial alarm going off on a Republic ship, which again, I'm like, they didn't update the alarm codes. So it's like, we'll just
get the same one.
It's working. That's what it does. That's what it says on the tin.
But then I thought that about the third episode in this series, where you've got the Jedi fleet, but they look very Imperial because that's what they get turned into, essentially.
Yeah, all those big cruisers.
Yeah. But they just get made more triangular.
Yeah.
Well, the third episode's got some really interesting ship because it's got the blockade runners that are a predecessor to Leia's ship. It's got the Y-Wings, which I originally wrote down as predecessors, but then I was reading about Y-Wings last night, and actually it's the same ship.
It's the same.
The Rebel Alliance stripped all the excess plating off the engines, so they were easier to work on and faster. So it's essentially just a Y-Wing, because they're always talked about Y-Wings being old.
Yeah.
Being an old design, being an old ship still in service.
Yeah.
Whereas the X-Wing was like bleeding edge technology.
They have to go and like in Rebels they do a mission to like extricate a load of old Y-Wings, and those are the Y-Wings that make up Gold Squadron. Yeah. Before we leave episode 2, which I can see we're about to do, did you notice the pod number?
1977.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's quite a few, like we've also mentioned that the Han Solo conversation, which was anyway, there are a lot of Easter eggs in these episodes, but we're not going to dwell on them because there's more interesting things to talk about. But it's just nice to notice the odd one when they show up.
Also the Malevolence is canon when it fires. The B2 droids, it looks like the Death Star's canon. But the B2 they have got a rail.
Or the B1s.
Unlike the Death, so the Separatists would rail to their droids, health and safety wise, than the Empire is. Which tracks?
It does track,
The sound of that weapon has, like I mentioned earlier, it's still got that same buzz from the massager on vinyl. But there's a little moment of silence whenever, like a split second, and then after it's charged up, and then it fires, and apparently there's like human screams and stuff when it actually fires, mixed in with the kind of the
grim.
I know we're not doing favourite lines, but there was a line that got my eyes to water for half a second, which was, we're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable. And Plo Koon's reply, not to me.
Not to me.
And I was like,
Plo.
That's how he almost beat Palpatine. I was like, no, come on.
That was it for me. That was my, okay.
It was brilliant.
Okay, Plone's other line that I wrote down when he's talking to a clone in the pod and they're doing some work on it, I think, and he says, this one goes there, that one goes there. which is a Han Solo Empire Strikes
Oh
Back.
yeah, of course.
On
Han
the
to
half
Chewie. No,
base.
this one goes there. That one goes
That one
there.
goes
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of that. There's so many little callbacks to the original trilogy in this early section.
My favourite line from this episode was a Yoda line, which was twice the trouble they have become.
Yeah. Oh, well, while we're touching on that, before we move on, I have a note in my other section, which is Ahsoka is so annoying, so is Anakin, R2E, ooh, Sky Guy, ooh, God, Anakin is a hypocrite. Like, how can he treat his Padawan the way he's been treated? I've ranted quite a bit about this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
just not fair. We know from what happens in episode 3, and we know from seeing his treatment in episode 2, that he doesn't like being treated this way, and yet he is treating Ahsoka exactly that way.
But that's classic, isn't it? That's classic.
There was an article in The Guardian this morning saying people who are bullied as a kid become bullies.
No, I'm not
it's
a
not
bully.
exactly the same. not always. But like there are patterns of that, I think.
No, I get you. I suppose, if you haven't unpicked your trauma, you can fall into...
And Anakin never has, you know.
When has Anakin's got he's had no chance to unpick any of his trauma.
Yeah.
Not at all. Anyway, next episode.
Shadow of Malevolence.
Ooh.
Episode 3. We're flying through them.
Branwen.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite character?
Oh, Shadow 2, Matchstick, R.I.P.
Oh,
he's the Y-wing.
He was pretty cool. He kept going.
Matchstick.
Bless his little Y-wing.
Jessika, have you got a favourite character?
I do. It's the angry cyborg himself, General Grievous, in this episode. He is so oblivious and so infuriated and so overconfident. It's a great set of Grievous moments. There's not any particular standout lines, it's just his whole vibe.
His whole vibe is good. Yeah. I went for Grievous in the next episode, actually. So
Interesting.
But in this one I went for Nala Se, because she's great. She's great.
It was so nice to see her
I will
again.
not leave without my patients. Yeah, she was cool.
I like her a lot.
That medical station was awesome.
Yes, the design of it is incredible.
Apparently, if you look at it from the top, it's the Republic symbol,
Ooh.
which we never see it in this episode, but I feel like we might see another one in the future because they are like a standard
medical
design.
center.
But the way the ships come and dock like vertically, and there's that kind of creaking.
It reminded me of... because I watched this the other week, it's one of my go-to, have it on in the background when I'm making stuff, movies. It reminded me of Fleet Battle Station Ticonderoga in Starship Troopers, because that's another floating large ring, ships docking underneath. They're docking sideways as well in Starship Troopers, but it has a lot of that look, which I suppose is quite a universal look for space stations. But
In the High Republic book and comic series that has been finished now, but it covered a lot of the last 5 years in terms of Star Wars publishing, there's a central space station called Starlight Beacon in that, and the design for it is almost this, but like upside down kind of thing. There's a big similarity. I guess it's like a space station, isn't it? It's that sort of circular orbiting kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, super cool.
So the quote at the start of this one is, "Easy is the path to wisdom for those not blinded by ego."
Yeah.
And it's great because it's about both Anakin and Grievous.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, Ahsoka, she gets a little bit of ego right at the very last bit. Whereas like Anakin has kind of like acknowledged his ego. And by the end, she then takes it on, which again, like it's this thing of like picking up behaviors of your mentors and what have you. Yeah.
Interesting. What struck me about this one quite quickly was that one of the B1s says that they're having fun when they're shooting down.
Oh my
just
God.
like, what?
So dark.
Another one lampshades their terrible shooting skills by saying, "I still can't seem to hit anything."
Yeah.
Which is absolutely wonderful. I'm like, oh, great.
They're so good. They're so like self-knowing.
Yeah.
Very self-aware.
Yeah, were you talking about this is a lot more fun when they're not shooting back?
Yeah.
We just pick them off.
Yeah, we'll just shoot the injured. Yeah.
Terrible.
There was a great clone reference to, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he says the head clanker, meaning Grievous, which is great. Skywalker's getting pretty ambitious.
We have a wonderful moment of Plo Koon saying, from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Which I was like, nice.
Did love that. Nice.
Yeah. Cut the chatter, Ahsoka was another reference. Cut the chatter, Red.
The final shot of the episode actually mirrors the end of episode 5 as well. We're looking out of a landing bay. We've got Anakin and R2 and Ahsoka in the same way that we had Luke and Leia and R2 and 3PO. And it's quite an interesting little visual choice.
I think Filoni talks about that in the behind the scenes little featurette. There's a little discussion about that and how so many of the Star Wars films end with a little tableau. Like Return of the Jedi, you've got them on Endor. Phantom Menace, they're all at the big celebration on Naboo. And it's like a very square, the throne room scene at the end of A New Hope. Yeah, these little Star Wars sort of found family tableau type things, which is really cool.
I loved the launching sound of the fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Shadow Squadron. They sounded incredible.
Is it Shadow or Shatter?
Shadow. I thought it was Shatter at first, but it's Shadow. I think it's the New Zealand accent.
Yeah. Yeah. Loved the launching sound of the fighters. Also, I wrote down something about the ion cannon sound design, but we've already talked about that.
No, we talked about its shape. We didn't talk about its sound. But
we did.
Yeah. It does make a crackling noise as it goes through space.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
That is cool.
The sound of the escape pod of the Corvette that we see in this another episode with escape pods have got this sort of same... Well, I thought originally that Malevolence had the same sound design as these escape pods, but it's not. They've obviously, unless they use the same thing, but it's similar to the sound design of the escape pod in A New Hope, I think, and it's this kind of slow delay flange, like a fixed flanger that isn't sweeping like flanges
usually do,
sort of stereotypically do. It's like a fixed one where it's just basically a very short delay with some feedback that gives you like a ripply thing.
Yeah. A wibble is what I just called that, just for the benefit of the tape. The other thing that I loved in this is the nebula, flying through the nebula. What?
Yeah,
beautiful mantis.
The Nebres.
I thought they said mantis at first, and I was like, oh my God, there's going to be a praying mantis as the bug-obsessed sister. I was like, oh wow, and then it was mantas. I was like, okay, mantas, okay.
I'd written down mantis as well. I mean, they look a bit like a mantis.
But they look more like a manta ray.
Manta ray, they're big rays. They've got the big wings.
Yeah. Which then I noticed I couldn't, because I guess because large sea creatures were in my brain. The Malevolence looks like a basking shark.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
It's got that constantly open mouth, underslung. It's got a big rear fin, and it just sort of crawls through space, killing things. I was like, interesting.
Picking off plankton.
I
love the Malevolence, and I love how we get closer and closer to it until we actually go inside in the next episode. It's just so much detail in there. It must have taken ages to build a 3D model of it.
Like we said, the themes of this episode are a lot about overconfidence and knowing when to change your plan. But I found also it was a lot about the brutality and also the logistics and the realities of war. Like, we're going after the injured, we're committing to the attack plan even though one of the jets is damaged. The banter of the clones in the briefing, I think you mentioned it before when going after the head clanker, there's this, it feels like this could be a Vietnam movie and we could be watching guys being briefed. What's it, one of the pilots says, we make it through this and the drinks are on me. And I was like, clones are getting drunk now, okay, the spotchka, let's get the spotchka out. Like, great.
The clones are people.
No, so is that sort of dirty inspiration of like, we know what's going to happen, but we're going to do it anyway because we're soldiers. I do have a huge gripe about this episode that grates on me massively. Oh no.
Interesting, useless Jessika fact. I learned to fly planes in my teenage years, and I worked on the harbour at Bristol, so I know what side is starboard and what side is port.
Okay.
And when they said near the end, we're change of plan, Anakin said, change of plan, we're taking out the starboard ion cannon. They then proceeded to torpedo the port cannon. It's very easy to tell the two apart. Port and left both have 4 letters. Starboard and right both have more than 4 letters. It's really straightforward. It's really simple. Port doesn't sound as good. Obviously, from the way they'd animated the episode, it was always going to be the port engine that he was swinging back round to blow up. But saying we're going to take out the port ion cannon just doesn't sound as good. So we said starboard, and then whoever storyboarded hasn't bothered to spend 3 seconds Americans on the
Okay,
internet.
now-
Learning which one's which.
I've got a little possible. I don't know if this is the case, but I was watching a writer of the book that we're giving away at the moment, the Timelines book.
Oh, yeah.
One of the writers of that, I think it was Clayton, did an Instagram post yesterday about the Yavin 4, like when they're preparing all the fighters before they go off to do the trench run.
Right.
And there's a shot, he was explaining how they filmed it all, but there's one shot that they flipped. And if you look, like all the fighters are in the opposite positions or whatever than they are in the other shots. And I think it was an editorial decision to do that because it helped with the movement of going from one shot to another, that kind of stuff. So there could have been something like that where they rendered it all. And then when they were editing, they were like, actually, the movement is all wrong here. So we got to flip.
I like that you're trying to find a reason, but
it's possible.
The attack angle of the ships coming in, flying towards it, and then looping round the tail.
Right.
And where the Malevolence
thing.
is in relation to the casualty, what is it? The
Med
hospital,
center.
med center. Yes, thank you. Words. It's early in the morning. It was always going to be the port engine that they attack.
It's not just a single shot thing.
It's not
like
just a single shot. It's the whole
Fair
thing.
enough.
It makes the animation makes continuity sense. It just doesn't tie up with the line that Anakin said. Although I suppose we could excuse it as Anakin not really knowing what he's talking about, and the clones not having been briefed on what port and starboard are and just following him.
Or maybe the clones know and they're just like, whatever.
Yeah,
we'll just
we're not
follow
arguing
anyway.
with Skywalker.
We're just doing our thing.
Yeah.
The chaos of war.
Let's write it off as Skywalker
Chaos.
being an idiot, like much of the prequels.
Okay.
All right.
Episode 4. Episode 4.
Episode 4. Jumping forward.
See how we're whizzing through.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is hard. This is hard.
It's all right, we can do it.
Destroy Malevolence.
Yes. I watched it this morning.
A plan is only as good as those who see it through. Jessika, who's your favourite character in Destroy Malevolence?
This is the episode where I've given my favourite character to the B-1B battle droids as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
They show the sassiness, they show nervousness, they show absolute panic. The ones who are firefighters, you're not supposed to use it like that, and then proceeds to throw himself up towards the ceiling.
Just bouncing around on the water jet.
Absolutely brilliant. I love them.
Yeah. They did shine in this episode.
They did.
Yeah.
Seah, who is your favourite character in the episode Destroy Malevolence?
General Grievous.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned.
Just for general, like, sassiness and furiosity. The whole thing.
Yeah. Also, he demonstrated the use of their as a singular pronoun in this episode. Find the stowaway and bring them to me.
Yeah.
Nice one.
He also had two other amazing lines. He said hello there.
He did.
Obi-Wan, which is great.
So does this mean Obi-Wan got it from him?
Referencing him,
yeah. Chronologically,
him back. Yeah.
This is the first time that we've heard that phrase.
Is this the first time they've met?
Yeah.
And it's the first time we've heard that phrase chronologically speaking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So General Grievous started it all.
He says it in Revenge of the Sith, which is after this.
Yeah. He also says on the bridge, he says to Dooku, as you wish. And I got this sudden thing in my head of, I don't know if you've seen The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, obviously.
Yeah, but I was like, and it turned out every time General Grievous was saying, as you wish to Count Dooku, what he actually meant was, I love you.
Was, I love you.
I was just like, oh.
Fair enough. Yeah,
That's cute.
That tracks, definitely.
Yeah.
Branwen, who's your favourite character?
Padme.
Oh,
this is where we start to see
Padme.
Action
badass
Padme.
Padme.
Yeah,
She's just like, and heroic. She's like, I'm going to do this anyway, whatever it takes. You know, she knows the possible stakes of this.
She's very...
And she's thinking on her feet all the time as well. Just lots of, lots of like, I'll just change the plan because we've got to kind of thing.
Because now we're
Well,
here.
I put adaptability as one
She's
of the
very
main
adaptable.
themes of this episode.
Generally in
because
the episode, it's a wild ride.
Grievous, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, they all changed their plan multiple times.
Yeah.
It's actually almost hard to keep up with who's doing what at different points.
Yeah.
And 3PO even kind of vocalizes that, like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be, what's going on. And he says at one point, we're doomed, which is absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of shout-outs in this episode. I will deal with this Jedi myself.
Yeah.
Another great 3PO line, you're a sight for short circuits.
Yes.
Oh.
There's a wonderful Obi-Wan line, which is a really subtle, well, not for us lot, it's not subtle, but I suppose it's subtle for some people, when they've just boarded the Malevolence and he's commenting on Anakin's flying and he says, spinning is not flying.
Yeah.
And Anakin says, but it's a good trick.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, you remember your childhood.
Anakin at some point says, somebody has to save our skins, which is Leia's New Hope line.
Yeah. My general feeling of this episode was it's really, really nice to have this gang back together. There's something really lovely and kind of when they pull off the rescue and they're all back together again, there's something really, really satisfying for me about that.
I think I get that in every time Padme shows up in the Clone Wars, because she, she's not in all of it, but she's in quite a bit. And whenever she's in it, I feel like there is some kind of gang factor that she brings. I don't know, because she's not a Force user, I guess, and she's not a clone.
Yeah. One of the themes I've written is just the line from Weird Al's song of "The battle droids were broken."
Yeah.
Because there's so much battle droid annihilation going on in this, and there's really clever things that the Jedi do. Like Obi-Wan just decides to spin the destroyer droids, the rollies, towards. And I'm like, that's like really clever.
We need to track whether they do that again, because I mean, the destroyers are always, the droidekas are like a kind of perpetual enemy that are difficult because they've got the shields and everything. And they're just...
Although we saw in the first episode, their shields work against blaster fire. They do not work against kinetic energy. You can just drop rocks on them.
You can drop them.
We get into that in our, which you've not heard yet, but will have come out at this point, episode with Mary. And in fact, in the Clone Wars last week, I think we talked about it. There's a whole arc to do with this coming up later in the Clone Wars. Or is it in Rebels? No,
it's in Rebels. I don't know. Can't remember. Cut this bit out.
I think it's in Clone Wars. It's in Clone Wars.
It's in Clone Wars, okay.
Yeah.
Don't cut this bit out.
When they go to Saw Gerrera's Onderon. Yeah. But anyway, we'll come to that.
One of the things that I wasn't expecting but really, really loved is that the Malevolence is full of little trains. And
the monorail.
Have a Mind the Gap.
Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap.
Which Matt Wood does in the little behind the scenes featurette. Again, go and watch them. Matt Wood demonstrates like how he came up with that. It's just like this little ridiculous.
That's so funny.
Easter egg thing.
One of the most surprising things was that Obi-Wan gave a crap about a droid for about 4 seconds. He's normally really indifferent, but he's like, I will go and save your droid. And then he's like, actually, no, I won't.
Actually, no,
I'm going to go and do the hyperdrive. You save your droid. So it was brief, but there was a moment of care.
Yeah.
That was a ploy to give them a little bit of privacy, to give Padme a bit of privacy on the train.
Yeah.
Which then got cut short.
Obi-Wan knowing exactly what's going on.
Yeah, she seems to know her way around.
Hint. She does.
I did like when Anakin radioed R2 to rescue 3PO, and he's like, I need you to get 3PO, and then R2 beeps, and Anakin's like, yes, I know. So this tone, like, I get it, mate, he is annoying. I wish I'd never built him.
You've still got to rescue
him. But you've still got to go and rescue him,
He has work still to do. Okay, well, that wraps up Malevolence. So we've just got Rookies, which this might be one of my favourite. It's pretty awesome.
Good episode.
Yeah, it's very wholesome. Very wholesome. Very clone. I bet Mary wishes she was on to do this one.
Clone heavy.
So many things set up in this.
The best confidence builder is experience. Yeah.
Love that.
What a nice opener.
The clones growing from poor rookies, poor shinies.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called. Yeah.
So it's about determination, isn't it? It's about them.
Yeah.
It's about their individuality as clones. It's about their grit.
Yeah.
It's about how expendable they are.
Yeah.
And it's got the classic, again, another classic war movie trope of the self-sacrifice, the one soldier versus overwhelming odds.
Yeah.
Again, it's not shying away from the dark side of warfare, and I do love it.
Seah, who is your favourite character in Rookies?
Oh, don't make me choose.
It's a clone.
It's a clone. I think Rex. I think I got to go with Rex this one because he's fabulous.
Yeah. I put Rex as well. His confidence, his leadership, we really get a feel straight away. I think this is where we're kind of introduced to him. I don't know if we've... Oh, no, he was in the movie, wasn't Was he in the movie?
Yeah,
he
was.
So, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I think this is... Oh, I can't figure out the timeline because some of these characters come up later and they're not dead. Anyway, spoiler alert, but this is one of those examples of the timeline being all over the shop.
Being strange, yeah. Jessika.
It's the BX Commando droids.
Yes.
I've been playing a huge amount of Star Wars Outlaws, which is a game that was a bit rocky on release apparently, but has been patched and adjusted. Cool. I really highly rate, to any of our listeners who are gamers, grab it. I think it's free on PlayStation Plus at the moment.
Oh, nice.
It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, maybe a fifth of the way into the game, you gain a companion who is a deprogrammed, reprogrammed, freed BX Commando droid.
Oh, lush.
And he gives little hints, you know, like, oh, the things I had to do for the Separatists, like, you know, I was programmed for war, I was programmed to kill. And then much later on in the game, slight spoilers, throughout the game, you unlock various experts who can teach you extra skills, one of whom is Lando, one of whom is a Jawa. It's great. But there's a grid of 9 character faces, but the middle one is just blank. So you think, oh, there's 8 to unlock. They've just made it a pattern. Turns out there's a secret 9th one. It's a BX Commando droid that is trapped under rubble and still thinks it's fighting the Clone Wars. And again, it gave me insight into, because these guys are much more intelligent than either a B1, a B2, or a destroyer. They are much more brutal. They've got very little. They've got a slight sense of humor, but very little. And ND5, who is the BX in Outlaws, has fast become one of my favorite Star Wars droids. He is absolutely wonderful, and there's no way that they didn't choose ND and then give him neurodivergent coding. I love him to pieces. So I had not seen them in fiction prior to Outlaws. So then I watched this episode and I was like, oh, here they are.
They're here.
And straight away, their intro is them going, like, changing their voice to be a clone, putting on a clone uniform, and only giving themselves away because they can't not say Roger, Roger. And I absolutely love that. I love their cockiness. I love their brutality, their skill, how much they're better armored. It takes 3 or 4 shots from a clone rather than one to take them out. Very menacing, but also very enjoyable to watch.
I did write that they're quite scary.
I did give a special mention to Heavy, though, as a just shy of favourite character.
We're going to talk about Heavy.
Before we leave the BX droids, there's a book that's come out recently, I think about 6 months ago, by Mike Chen called Low Red Moon, which is an Outlaws tie-in book. And it's about ND5 and Jalen Rex. I think it's a prequel. I think it's about them before Outlaws.
Can you send me this on WhatsApp? Chat, because I will forget.
I'll leave it open in a tab so that I remember to do it. But it's I've not listened to it yet. I was hesitant because I've not played Outlaws yet, and I am intending to. But apparently, it doesn't matter if you haven't played Outlaws.
It's a prequel, it's fine.
Yeah, you can still listen to it. It's no spoilers. I don't think it's just an extension of those characters, and you find more about what made ND5 the droid that he is, which is lush.
Yeah, he's really intriguing in Outlaws. Yeah, like he's got a restraining bolt, so that he follows Jalen's leadership. And at one point, when the main character who you play as, Kves, is recruiting her droid smith expert, she says, well, he's a guy who could remove a restraining bolt. And ND says, if you carry on talking, I'm going to have to end your life.
Yeah.
So clearly his restraining bolt involves programming of saying no one messes with my restraining bolt. And he's got this menace, but also this, like, it's hard to tell how much he cares and how much he doesn't. Very similar to K2SO in Rogue One, you know, like, I'll be there for you, Jin. Cassian said I had to say that. Like, you know, but he obviously cares about Cassian. And it's the same with ND. It's like, I think at the start, he's just been ordered to escort Kay. But the more time that's going on, he's bonding with Kay. He's bonding with Nix, Kay's little pet creature.
That's interesting.
And I find him a very fascinating droid. I'm into reprogrammed ex-murder bots, apparently. K2SO and ND are definitely up there as faves.
We get another interesting droid in this, briefly in a holo. They're listening to the holo radio at the beginning, the Grand Army of the Republic broadcast. Which sounds like they're playing Grandmaster Flash The Message, the tune. It's like very inspired by. And the host is this BD3000 luxury droid, which are also called Betty Bot droids.
Betty Bot droids.
Which I feel like we've seen before. Filoni mentioned in the behind the scenes that we've seen one before, but I can't
think where.
It's not the server in the diner in Attack of the Clones.
I have no idea.
She's like a wheel, want a cup of Java juice or whatever it is that she says. I don't think it's her.
I don't think it's her.
But somewhere we've seen, apparently.
She's very cutesy looking. And I love that whole sequence because I love the hollow droid. But also they've got pin-up girls on the walls.
Yes, I know. It's amazing.
In the background. Yeah.
I had to pause it because I was like, wait, is that a pole dancer? It's not quite a pole dancer, they're pin-ups.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah.
Very,
the droid, the hollow droid, she looks a bit like Dot Matrix from Spaceballs. That has the same, I've got chromed hair. Yeah.
Like going a reverse kind of callback or whatever. Yeah. It's very much an in the bottle episode. They call it a bottle episode where it's quite contained.
Yeah.
And it's mostly clones, which Filoni said was great from like a production standpoint.
One voice actor.
We got no Jedi, which is so nice.
Yeah, it's just pure clones. Yeah.
Like the Jedi appear talking, but they don't do any Jedi action.
No.
It gave D. Bradley Baker a chance to really shine. And it's the first time well, it's not the first time because we had it a bit in ambush as well, but where we start to really distinguish between droid characters. And these are rookies, so they all look quite similar still. They haven't got that developed look where they've changed their hair and got tattoos or whatever. Like they're still all quite similar.
Fives has got a tattoo. Fives has got his 5.
Fives has got a 5 tattoo.
Yeah.
And also the breastplate, they've got a...
That's from Rex. Rex
puts it on.
Yeah, he puts his hand on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking through the book, The Amazing Character Encyclopedia, and I was just flicking around the clones trying to work out who was who. But then, like you said, I quickly realised that they're still too new.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. Yeah. And they don't necessarily look like their pictures, but they do introduce themselves, which is quite nice.
That was a nice bit of exposition when Cody and Rex show. And Cody and Rex are great examples of lived-in clones who have... Like Rex has already got his Jai Guys thing on his helmet, which I'm now noticing every time I see it since our Clones episode.
Yeah.
And Cody's got his orange like markings. Yeah.
They do an interesting thing to distinguish them by the way that they talk as well.
Yeah.
Rex and Cody talk like grizzled soldiers, you know. There's hope for you yet, rookie.
Yeah.
Whereas the newer clones, they're crueler in some ways, like they kept him in his growth pod too long, but they also state the obvious when there's no need to, and I guess it's because they are quite childlike. Like the line of what was that? That's one of those eels, the reason we aren't allowed outside. It's just so like it comes across quite funny, but then when you think about the layers of like, you know, he's been asked a question, he's answering that question, even though he's just 2 minutes ago they've spoken about that there's giant eels that live out there.
Yeah.
Did you notice at the start of the episode when we're talking about creatures on the planet that one of the space mantas, but a lot smaller, flies past? When we're panning on the outpost.
I did see that. Yeah.
Not giant size like we've seen in the Nebula.
Small. Yeah. I did wonder if that was the same creature.
It looks exactly the same model.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
They did talk about like repurposing models and using them, like with the Betty bot.
They probably didn't think anyone was going to do this level of analysis, did they? They seriously underestimated Star Wars fans.
Podcast didn't exist when this came out, I don't think. So how could they have imagined? D. Bradley Baker, shout out to D. Bradley Baker. He is a source of endless inspiration to me. Not that I could ever do anything that he does, but it's just so incredible.
Yeah.
There was a beautiful line, Camino, it's the closest thing we clones have from home.
Yeah.
All the stuff about clones is so tragic and devastating. And yet they're so like hopeful and energetic most of the time.
Yeah.
It's wild.
They're very sweet. I think having had that chat with Mary made me even more excited about this episode because I've essentially heard Branwen and Mary have a whole conversation about the clones without really having any context for them. And now I was hearing their names and I was really excited. So hopefully that episode does exactly what we wanted to.
If you've not listened to it, guys, go back a couple of episodes before this. And
it'll have come out 2 weeks before this one.
Yeah. It'll help kind of set you up.
Can I tell you a bit about Heavy?
Yes, please talk about Heavy.
Yeah. So Heavy, I don't know, because I haven't seen the rest of Clone Wars. I don't know if he pops up again.
We see him again.
We see him in a flashback.
In an earlier time.
Excellent. So we do meet him again. So that's probably where some of this information will come from. The book says that his life proves tragically short, which is true. He is assigned to the Rishi Station listening post as a shiny or a new clone trooper when the separatist droids attack. He sacrifices himself to destroy. But it says here that he gets his name from Clone 99, which we will see but haven't seen yet, because of his training in heavy weapons. And then I don't know if it's him that's talking about having it's Rex or Cody tells him that big guns doesn't make a big man.
Yeah.
When he goes and is like, this is mine, but he's so proud of his giant gun. And
minigun blaster, which is amazing. There's one in the first episode as well, and I love them.
His abilities are armed and unarmed combat, heavy weapons expert, and military tactics. So he is heavy because of his heavy weaponry.
Yeah.
He's so sweet.
I love him.
I was really sad when he was gone.
I do love that final line, though. The droid, do we take prisoners? I don't.
Yeah.
Epic final line.
Gone,
top tier.
And also the droids, aren't they programmed to know whether they take prisoners or not?
B1s, I think they have some
quite chaotic programming
issues. They have to check in with each other quite often.
They do.
I don't think they're getting wiped either. I think maybe they're supposed to be, but they're developing really curious personalities.
That's true.
And you can imagine at some point Dooku saying, I want this person alive. So okay, we do take prisoners sometimes. Wait, are we taking prisoners now?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Can you remember when we last took prisoners? I don't know. Oh, wait, he's blown us up.
Yeah. Too late.
Yeah. And the follow-up line from the clone outside of Heavy always did hate that place.
Yeah.
Again, it's got those gritty war movie vibes. I'm just like, oh, yeah. Love it.
We had that sound design of his heartbeat when he's triggering the explosives.
Because he's dying on the floor. He's been shot several times at that point.
Yeah, it's almost quite un-Star Wars-like, but in a cool way, I think. I don't know, it's just really awesome. There's overall, in all of these episodes, I keep meaning to mention it, but we always get, we're just on this mad chaotic journey through 5 episodes of TV in a very short time.
Are we the battle droids?
I think we are. That's what we're discovering.
Are we recapping? Are we doing
I
don't know. Do we do favourite lines?
There's some cinematography stuff which I've not mentioned, one of which is I just love the green murkiness of Grievous's ship and the way his face fills the frame whenever he speaks. He's leaning into the camera all the time.
Yeah.
But more significantly and more what I'm sure we're going to see throughout is something we can track is the use of Dutch angles, which is where the camera is tilted slightly.
Yes.
And it's usually used in dramatic, exactly. Jessica's doing it with her webcam. And it's drama, danger, everything's going to slide. You feel like that. But it's happening a lot in the Clone Wars. And it's a stylistic choice. It's obviously referring back to the Flash Gordon series and those kind of drama, science fiction, fantasy TV shows of earlier times when cinematography techniques and how we use the camera to tell a story were being developed. But here we're using it really stylistically in a pulpy way. But I love it. I'm here for it so much. And you can do stuff in animation that would be really challenging to do on an actual set. We can just go, let's just chuck the camera here. You might not be able to do that, but they can do it. And I love that they do. They make those choices.
Yeah.
It's it is realistic. They're trying to go for the realism, the naturalism in the animation style and in the way the camera's used. We talked about it a bit last week, I think, in our Clone Wars, the movie episode. But I love that they can just go a bit heightened with the camera.
Yeah.
So cool.
Did you two notice, just going back to droids because I'm obsessed, did you notice the eye stalk droid just being used as a camera? The one that comes out of Jabba's palace?
Yeah.
But it was just, there was no droid speaking through
it's
it.
More like a doorbell camera.
It was just a door cam, and that the clones were using, which led to the Rex or whoever it was holding up the VX Commando droid's head, which was phenomenal,
so good.
Absolutely brilliant, and a great turnaround from the start of the episode where the Commando droid had put on a helmet. Love that. But I was I saw the camera and the what becomes the droid camera in other episodes. I've encountered one quite a bit in Outlaws, and it's quite an annoying droid to deal with. So again, it's probably stuck in my brain. But I was so does this mean that places like Jabba's palace have put a droid intelligence inside a camera, or does it or is that one that's had the droid intelligence stripped out of it? I maybe overthink these things.
Is this an earlier model, which is just a ring doorbell camera?
Just a ring.
I think by the time we get to Return of the Jedi and the Mandoverse and all of that, when we've seen them again and they talk, they've just stuck some AI in there.
Yeah.
Did you feel sad about the Gonk droids, Seah?
Yes.
that were used to power the explosion. They're being used accurately, at least.
Yeah.
They were like...
It was a double gonk.
Double gonking, yes, yeah.
I don't think I've posted about this on internet yet, but I found a thing in Dr. Chris Gemshaw's book, The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, about Gonk.
I really want that book.
Is it Gonk Rock?
Yes, Gonk Rock. You did post this. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
There is, I think it was on YouTube, I found somebody's done an album of Gonk Rock.
Excellent.
Like, I think they've used AI, unfortunately, which isn't great.
Oh, I mean, it's on brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like, well, fair enough.
Annoyingly. Yeah.
But it's like this kind of punk album of different artists, like a compilation album of different bands, which have all got great names.
Yeah.
That are in the Gonk Rock movement.
See, when I read it, I imagined Gonk Rock to be quite minimal.
Yeah. I don't think it's made by gonks. It's made by like punks.
I mean, real Gonk Rock is made by gonks.
Actual gonks, yeah.
It's not real Gonk Rock unless it's from the
proto-gonk. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, this has got me. I want to go make some.
We'll make some
gonk
We'll make some actual Gonk Rock.
Some early gonk.
Actually, being producers, AI. We'll do it properly.
Yeah. Screw AI.
We'll do it with actual humans.
The only AI
instruments.
I like is battle droids. One last thing.
Okay.
Because we're talking about being anti-AI, and it segues quite well into this. There are so many slurs for droids whipped out by the clones. I made a note. We've got clankers, sparkies, and tinnies, which just seem generic. We've got rollies specific to droids.
Yeah.
But we got the commando good droids got referred to as tweezers.
Yes, they did.
In some ways, I find this the worst one, because this is mocking part of their physical format.
Yeah.
It's their hands. It's like... Wow, like again, it's really accurate to real world wars. You look at a Vietnam movie, there are all sorts of slurs for the Viet Cong. You look at, Second World War movies, and there's names on both sides for the other side, some of which are really derogatory. And I like that they've put this in.
Yeah, it's a good detail.
It makes it hard for me to have Mary's level of love for clones, because I'm like, you guys are really racist. Like,
is it
different
if it's
that
droid?
they're droids? Yeah, I mean,
we've debated this about droids' sentience and sapience. There is no way that these battle droids. I mean, all right, you've done the movie the other week, and so you've seen the spider droids that act like puppies, which they're a different matter. Destroyer droids we've never heard speak, but B1s, B2s, commando droids, those are all sentient, sapient beings. Those are like, do they deserve to be slurred? Like, don't get me wrong, modern AI, when I see AI slop on Facebook, I'm like, clanker slop. I'll use the slur from the Clone Wars for this stuff that is poisoning our internet and our creativity and our water. But I'm not sure I like the clones doing it so much.
That's interesting though, because is it going to develop to a point where it will develop sentience and then
because I've said clanker online, I'm one of the first in the camps.
Oh gosh. Yeah, be careful of your AI critique online.
I mean, there's people online who say, can you draw, they say to chat whatever nonsense, they say, can you draw a picture of what would happen if you gained control of the world? And so many of them look like scenes from Terminator. And it's like, okay, we shouldn't be trusting these LLMs.
Can we just switch it off now?
Can we switch them off? I guess it gives me the sense of realism of the war, and I suppose it's good in a way, because the thing about wars, like, which Star Wars has shown this very well, especially in moments like Andor, is even on the side that's fighting fascism, even on the side that you're rooting for, there aren't good guys.
No.
Yeah.
War is
true.
Death
Inherently
on an industrial scale. Like,
there's no getting around it.
Technological advancements being accelerated by the desire to murder your enemy as quickly as possible. So I suppose it's good in a way that we see this side of the clones, like whether it's their bravado and going after the head clanker, like whether it's that level of it, or whether it's like, this place isn't safe if it's been taken over by tweezers. It's you need that horrible element. But I guess it gives me more sympathy for the battle droids.
Interesting.
And less love of the clones than I think a lot of viewers get.
Yeah.
I think that is intended, though.
Yeah.
The battle droids aren't necessarily the baddies. Like, as we know, this whole thing was like manufactured by Palpatine anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
there's no right or wrong, really.
No, it's all just bad. It's all Palpatine.
Yeah, it's all
I think it's really interesting to look at it, like you say, with how the modern world is right now. I don't think the term AI is applicable to large language models. As has been proven repeatedly, they're not actually intelligent. They're just information scouring and repeating, regurgitating. Like, if you search for something, like I have a number of rescue reptiles that I look after. If you search for specific care details for reptiles, the AI normally is pulling from forums where there are differences of opinion. So it will tell you contradictory information in one thing. So I don't think it's artificial intelligence. I'm doing the commas thing for people listening. I think that's the wrong label, but we will get there. We will get the singularity is a thing. It's the acceleration of technological advancement is monitorable by various standards. We're going to get to a point where we're going to have the equivalent of battle droids going, do we take prisoners about us? And I don't know, like, you know, I'm critical of these large language models, but would I be critical of an actual intelligent droid? And I don't know. I think it's a really interesting debate. And I think that's why I struggle to identify with the clones, who are themselves artificially created.
They are,
Yeah.
So, and are following programming and have chips in their brains.
Yeah.
I think this is the thing. Their lifespan is so short, and they are just, they don't have social interactions with other beings other than each other.
No,
they are trained
for
this. And so it's not unsurprising that they use language like this, and that's part of their training, I'm sure. Like, that would be encouraged in the training. I don't know who actually does the training. We do get to see a bit about that, but we know who's like spearheading, and Tarkin. We'll see. It's something to track as the series goes on, and we get these different insights into where they're coming
what
from.
Happens next.
There's some interesting developments, and the developments that go beyond the Clone Wars. Like, obviously, we know these big characters, but we mentioned a couple of times Admiral Yularen. He's actually in Episode 4. He's in the white uniform, sat around the Death Star conference table, and then they've all the way back to Clone Wars had him as this dutiful but slightly long-suffering admiral under Anakin. And in the middle, we've got Rebels and Andor, where he has become the head of the ISB, which is why he's in the white uniform. Like, we've got some characters like Palpatine who've been a baddie all along. We've got some characters like Tarkin who've been cruel and self-motivating and self-serving, that's the word, all the way along. Whereas Yularen, it's almost like having to serve under Anakin's reckless, uncoordinated leadership. Has pushed him, radicalized him in a way, and made him end up being the perfect person to run the ISB in the whole we should have order, because Anakin is quite chaotic. So he's like, no, this is what we need. It's almost like the loss of troops that he's experienced. And it's interesting to see how a franchise such as Star Wars that's existed for so long, that has played out these stories in such an anachronistic order, has created these threads through various creators' ideas and properties that then make sense when you analyze it from a chronological point, from a point where we're sat here. It's like, oh, this perfectly adds up. But that's 4 different
things, 4 different
shout
teams,
out to the story group. The story group and just the genius of Palpatine. It's all Palpatine. In universe is Palpatine. Out of universe is the story group.
Story group.
Once again, just going to reiterate, he's the only vital character. You can remove any other character and it's still Star Wars. You remove Palpatine, it's just stars.
Yeah. I'm not against that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's absolutely essential.
That was like
my last
not
point,
where I thought this conversation was going to go.
No, I'm done.
Like we've had a lot of clone content in these episodes, which isn't necessarily true of all of the Clone Wars. Like, this is quite a clone-heavy chunk of episodes and a lot of battle droids, and it's interesting to like see what that makes us think about, which is really cool. Thank you. Thank you, Jessika, so much for kicking off the series with us.
Thank you for having me back. I'm looking forward to my guest slot in season 2, I believe.
Yes. We're going to have you multiple times, and We've got loads of good stuff coming up. We'll be back next week.
What episodes are we doing next week, please?
That's a very good point, because we need to let
we
our
need to tell
audience
people.
know.
So they can
You've got to watch
along.
5 episodes again. So it's 106 to 110.
106 to 110.
Yeah,
okay.
the R3S6 arc, which is just 2 episodes long, and the Newt Gunray arc, which I'm really looking forward to, because we've got
Excellent.
Yeah. Go find us on Insta and Facebook and
all
TikTok
the places.
and YouTube.
Who's Guy?
Get in an argument with me in the YouTube comments.
Go and argue with Jessica in YouTube comments. Also, if you have like time and if you enjoy this, ratings are really good. I know every podcast out there says it, but it's true.
Clicking like on a YouTube video increases its reach a lot more than clicking share.
Yeah, clicking like, clicking subscribe, all of those kind of things. And also, wherever you are listening, if you listen on podcast feeds, you can rate every episode individually if you like, but only if you give us a good rating.
Especially
and if you're on an app, like I listen to podcasts on AntennaPod, which you can't do that because it's like sort of a free form, I don't know, open source
thing.
Playing thing. But you can still go and join Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of these other places. And
just to do that.
Just to do that, which I may have done for other podcasts because I like paying back.
Yeah, exactly.
So do that. And
cool.
Go watch the next 5 episodes and join us next week for more Sisters of the Force Clone Wars chaos, which we love. We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.